We are going to make some value scales. Remember, value is the lightness and darkness of a surface. We are going to use pencil to create value. When artists make value, they can show shadows, dark areas in their work, and lighter areas. So you can see that the dark side is away from the sun, and that's why it's dark. And then this side is lighter because it is facing the sun. In this video, we're going to look at how to make smooth and scribble blending. Later in the year, I will show you how to create hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling. These are all types of marks that can create value. So to begin, make a couple of long rectangles that you need to divide into 5 or 6 boxes. I made 5, and you can label them like I did. And for this first demonstration, I'm going to leave the first box white. That is to show the complete change from light to dark. So the first box will be totally white, and that is showing a really light value. And then as we move on to the next boxes, it's going to gradually get darker and darker, where it is almost completely black in box 5. So to make the boxes, you can use a ruler like I did. I traced it and then I divided it up. If you don't have one, here's how you can make one. And please know that you can pause this video at any time. So here's how to make a box. I draw one vertical line, one horizontal line, a vertical line, and then a horizontal line on the bottom. And then make vertical lines to divide your big rectangle into smaller boxes. I don't want you to worry about it being perfect or looking the same size, because this is just practice. So the first type of marking is called smooth value shading. Smooth is when you hold your pencil and use the flat edge of it. So that's the flat side. And you're just going to make some marks like that where you're kind of like going side to side on your paper. So the first box is going to be completely white. The next box, you're going to add just a tiny bit of shading. Remember, if you hold your pencil further back, you will be able to press gently, and that will make light marks. So my hand is way back, and I'm holding it kind of flat, so the edge of my pencil is just barely touching. Go slow back and forth with the edge of your pencil so that it is smooth. You have to play around with the pressure to see what works best for you. But the further you hold it back, the lighter your pressure is and the lighter your value is. So you really have to play with this to get a feeling for your grip and how much pressure. Okay, the next box, I'm going to scoot my fingers closer to the tip. And then I'm just going to press a little harder, going back and forth. And again, you're using the side of your pencil to go up and down to create these very smooth markings. Next box, go a little closer, and you can start pressing a little firmer now. Don't worry if you have trouble doing this. It's your first time. It takes a while to get a feeling for how much pressure to apply. Okay, now you can start to see what is happening, right? Each box is getting a little darker. Then move your hand down to the tip and apply more pressure to make a darker value. So I'm really pressing hard, but I'm holding my pencil sideways so that it's flat. That way I don't break the tip. And I think I can actually go a little darker. So I'm just adding another box. And then I'm going to try to apply more pressure to create a darker value. Really pressing down hard. But it's important that I'm still making it smooth. You see how hard I'm pressing? If you ever need a break, you can just pause the video and take a break. But make sure you use the side of your pencil because, again, if I use the tip, you could break your pencil. So using the side, I'm just pressing down really hard to create that dark value. Pretty cool, right? Look at the difference in value. This is called smooth. Now, to make it even more smoother, you could take a paper towel like this and put it over your markings and blend them together. See what happens when you rub the markings together. Pretty cool. See how smooth they are, and they just gradually change from light to dark. All right, so that is smooth blending. And now we're going to make a value scale with scribbles. So in your sketchbook, see how I'm sorry guys, I'm just making a little picture. That way I remember what smooth looks like. And then now let's move to scribbles. So you're probably thinking, scribbles? What? Like, everyone tells me not to scribble in art. Well, you can scribble to make values. Scribbles are when you make little circles like I did. And we're going to repeat this process, but now using scribbles. Let's leave the first box white to show the complete range from light to dark value. All right, there is going to be a lot of white showing still in this second box because I still want a really light value. Now, to make a darker value, scoot your finger just a little closer to the tip and apply a little more pressure. Also, I'm making more little circles. Okay, next box, even darker. I'm applying more pressure and I'm adding more circles. That's going to make my value look darker and darker. And just continue, getting darker in each box. Also notice I'm not worrying about staying in the box because this is just practice. And then see how I'm really putting them like close together and overlapping? That is how you create a really dark value with scribbles. So press really hard and I'm putting my scribbles really close together. And that's going to create a really, really dark value. It does take some time, so if you need to pause the video, please do so. Wow, look at that. From really light value all the way to really, really dark value. And that changes all because of how I was holding my pencil. So please pause this video whenever and rewind it if you need to, but go ahead and make your 6 boxes and give these 2 styles a try, smooth and scribble. Next week, I will be teaching you more ways to create value, but this week, create your scales and then experiment making the marks with just these 2 styles. You can try this with colored pencils, even markers or crayon. Just give a try and experiment with how to create value in your art.